both these teams have quite a bit of history as well. The University of Massachusetts Dartmouth have been playing in the CCA for quite a bit of time, as well as Drexel Gold Pursuit. So we kind of have two iconic teams here just competing here today, and I'm curious to see how it's going to be able to turn out here, Squidoku.
Yeah, Corsairs are coming into this from a win in their first week, and Drexel coming off of a loss. They will be looking to bounce back here, looking to make make their statement here and take a victory. Drexel Gold, they are coming in here determined to win. Coming in from their matchup thoughts, even though they lost their first set, they are hoping to even out the score and prove that their practice means something more than just taking losses.
Yeah, for sure. Both these teams have been, again, practicing, putting in a lot of time and effort into practicing before these sets to be streamed here as well. So I gotta give big props to every one of the players here in the CCA, putting in the time, putting in the grind, right? Putting in the effort here to get, how do I say it, to showcase their skills here on stream. Oh, I'm so excited.
Yeah, me too. Go about these games. As usual, we do have this best of 7 set coming up for us.
Yeah, for sure. We do have a best of 7 here as well. And something I want to give a little bit of insight here, I do have a little bit of information on Drexel Splatoon specifically, as they filled out a form to give me a little bit of insight on how they're feeling of going into this matchup. And the first thing I'm going to read, in quotes, determined to win. We lost the first sets and are hoping to even out our score and to prove our practice means something more than just taking losses as well here. So Squidoku, it links back to that point of getting in that crucial practice here to showcase that here tonight as well. So something else here I can quickly mention here as well is they gave a fun fact here, and this is Zeodyne's first CCA season on this team here. So we have a newcomer here as well joining us, and we're starting the game already.
Yeah, we are, and we have Zeodyne on the 52 gal for Drexel Gold, I believe. I believe the colors might be reversed here, but there is Kellogg's in the yellow ink playing the NZAP. Looking with that cooler already set up, got a few clans in possession. 12 clans being held by their team together. No full power clan made yet, but with that inkjet coming out, that might be holding them back a little bit because as we see, they go down. There's 2 down now, and that power clan gets dropped.
Yeah, for sure. I see Wyvern here looking really sharp here on this Nautilus here. Nautilus is one of those weapons here that's able to threaten a lot of space, but I like this strategy here from Wyvern, taking the high ground here, slowly peppering away, trying to scare off some of the members here of Drexel Gold Splatoon here, as they are struggling to find a way forward. But we do see Inkjet get popped here as well. Cyanide over here, unfortunately getting shut down by Wyvern Squidoku.
Yeah, and something you'll notice is that neither of these teams is using a long-range charger or even any charger at all. I believe the longest range weapon out of anyone here is the heavy-headed Splatling on the side of what appears to be a Drexel Gold. Now, yeah, that is indeed Drexel Gold. And they are looking to score, but that power clan that they threw just doesn't quite make it in. Now, with Wyvern here on the Nautilus, that is also effectively kind of an anchor for the Corsairs, as they don't really have anything with much longer range than that. So taking that rear position on their plat to hold that anchor is looking to be the way that Wyvern there wants to play this.
Yeah, for sure. Wyvern is definitely wants to find a way to just set up here as well as play conservatively here. Usually I see Nautilus players being very aggressive here, but this is a refreshing change of pace here, having a very confident and calculated Nautilus player who finds these opportunities to push up. Like right now, you see multiple players are down right here, and you're going to be able to contest this here as well. And RDB trying to score here, but unfortunately get shut down here by Drexel.
Yeah, that looks like potentially a pick from Jorp here on the Tanatech splatter shot. Corsairs still have a power clan, but it was being held by that Carbon Roller Deco, and now it is no longer, well, it was down for just a moment before being picked up by their Dread Ringer player, RDB. So now we have Drexel bringing out those tri-strikes, trying to take some space here. We're already 3 minutes into this game, and neither team has scored. It's been a little bit tentative, both teams going back and forth through mid, not quite making it. We saw Drexel almost getting a score in, but at this point, Corsairs look to be holding the advantage, both in terms of numbers and special ready and in how many clams they're holding onto.
Yeah, definitely. Just the clam economy is in their favor here right now, and now the difficult part is getting up onto the spinner. But hey, you do manage to get a pick. You use the Reef Sire to find another one, and you do manage to sneak yourself away. But it can only do so much here, as this defense seems to be impenetrable from Drexel Gold's side.
Yeah, and good pick there from Zyodine. It looks like they got at least 2, causing Corsairs to completely stall out. That's another push that gets dropped, gets lost right in front of the basket. And this time, it is Drexel Gold that have a bit of an advantage. They're bringing out those specials, that Killer Whale, and those Tri-Strikes coming on out, looking to clear the space, but with that Carbon Roller getting a pick there over on the right side, that might be a little bit of a disadvantage here. They have the tactical ready to go on the side of Drexel Gold, but with 3 going down, this could be the opportunity for Corsairs to score some points.
Yeah, for sure. 3 going down is an absolute huge advantage here. We already have many specials here. They're going to be dumped onto the spinner here. We see Goose definitely chasing down people with that Trizuka here as well. And now here we go. We try one more time here with Corsairs, but unfortunately the numbers are not going to look in your favor here as you get shut down and unable to push here. This defense, Sudoku, is unpenetrable.
Yeah, there was a chance that RDB could have gotten something done with that Reef Slider, but it got punished immediately. It got canceled by Drexel Gold, and so that means there was no chance to get in. The timer says there's only 7 seconds left, but with no one scoring any points, this is going to go into a potentially 3-minute long overtime.
Oh my goodness, a potential 3-minute overtime here. I have not seen this in a while here, but hey, but both teams are so good at defense, that is only natural here. One person has to find a way forward. Oh, Cyanide going for the cross here. There's enough clams potentially to be able to form more. Unfortunately, it seems like the basket got broken on the side of Drexel's Gold Splatoon as Corsairs manages to find that way forward as the Tri-Slosher was unable to form the clam in time here. Just sneak and destroy here.
Yeah, you see there's so little yellow paint on the blue side of the map. I'm not even sure how Corsairs managed to get in it. It could be that they climbed up the block, but they must have only made that power clam very late on, very shortly before managing to get that score. And I saw that Drexel were looking to make that play. We're looking to get that Tri-Slosher in the possession of Cyanide there, trying to get something done, but they weren't able to get together enough clams in time, and being stalled out by that Nautilus, and that they just couldn't, they weren't there, they were distracted, and I'm not sure if anyone even saw that power clam going in, that getting made from the side of Corsairs.
Yeah, for sure. I think one thing like that mentioned there is like, okay, if the defense is so impenetrable, perhaps we can just sneak our way around it, because as you mentioned before, I didn't even see that power clam get formed there as well. So maybe just holding on to 7 clams and going around, I think, that block area where they are being, how do I say it, more tactical, more decisive, like realizing that, hey, every time we go up this ramp right here, it gets shut down here. And even if I swim on top of the spinner, right, they're expecting that and ready to just shoot me down here as well. But you got to give it up for how well both these teams played defense here, Squadoku.
Oh yeah, and in fact, I'm wondering if it's the kind of thing where you don't want to make the first move, where since Drexel Gold they switched gears, they started to get really aggressive as soon as overtime started, but then that could have been what led to their downfall if they let their defense slip and weren't keeping eyes on the players of Corsairs, weren't keeping a line held strong that allowed them to slip by.
Yeah, for sure, definitely. And I gotta give it up to Corsairs for recognizing the situation here and taking advantage of it. And Corsairs has very strong players there as well. We have RDB as well, looking for those opportunities. You saw the Reef Slayer did get shut down, unfortunately, but I really like Wyvern's unique take on the Nautilus as well. I think it's so cool to see a weapon that is conventionally known for something playing in unconventional ways that it still finds success here in the CCA.
Yeah, and it also says something that they had the ability to do that. They weren't getting shut down by, say, a long-range charger like a leader or a sniper rider on the other team would have. They had that the comfortable space that they were able to move around in freely.
Yeah, for sure. Just a lot of space to be able to move around there. Just how do I say it? Corsairs does such a great job of painting around the map and holding the map positions that are so crucial for the Nautilus to move around here. But hey, we're already getting into game number 2 here with Corsairs versus Drexel Dragons here. Sorry, Drexel's Gold Splatoon here. I'm thinking of their A team here, but you know what? I do think there is a little bit of passing the knowledge down from a varsity team to a junior team, and it's definitely paying off in dividends here, especially with these comps coming up.
Yeah, that's a Sploosh-O-Matic that I see on the side of Drexel coming out from Cyanide, and as well, Corsairs have swapped out Goose on the Carbon for Kelp playing the 10 attack splatter shot, but Cyanide with that Sploosh-O-Matic getting so much work done using that hammer to get an extension of their push and throwing it for one more pick as Drexel Gold continue to hold that zone, and then the strikes come on in from that Neo Splash-O-Matic.
Oh my goodness, when there is a sploosh and a hammer, there is a way. Those are the words that at Cyanide live for. Doing so much damage, allowing the team to set up on this donut over here. It's putting a lot of pressure on Corsairs to be able to do something. 2 members already get picked down. Another 1-3. It's basically a delayed wipe at this point. Wyvern trying to be able to be a little bit more conservative and find a way forward, but it's just not enough here, Squidoku.
It's not enough. They'll need more than that. They have 2 specials ready to go. The Reef Slider, no! Wyvern gets shut down, and so the Storm isn't ready. The Reef Slider is the only one left alive. They could get taken out here. That is essentially a wipe with Drexel Gold taking this 100-0.
100-0. Drexel got hands is what I was told. Okay, that's the message I heard if I'm on the side of Corsair right now, because the second Drexel recognized, like, oh hey, Cyanide's popping off right here, because they're running right in with confidence, and let's use that confidence and that power, that position that we held in their spawn right there, to snowball it into a 100-0 there. I love seeing a reverse of the script right there.
Yeah, that was potentially a bit startling, a bit shocking for Corsairs. They completely played into the hands of Drexel Gold, just going down one at a time as they were running in, and none of them running any last-ditch effort. All of them, or even any comeback. So all of them just having to build up their specials the regular way, build it up just as. Essentially with no special, no enhanced special charge there. They were only really able to gather up the paint for, say, an Inkstorm and a Reef Slider, but then with Wyvern going down before being able to use that Inkstorm, that really sealed it for Drexel Gold.
Yeah, for sure. It sealed it for Drexel Gold right there. I just love their willingness to fight. Right, that is something that I think a lot of teams are a little scared to do sometimes. It's just like, oh man, these players are really good. They have a history. They have some really strong players on their roster, but you know what? Defy those expectations. Don't care, didn't ask. I'm running a sploosh at you, and I'm gonna get some cool clips right here. I think I counted up 7 different kills that was gotten there from Cyanide as well. Am I right there, Jordan?
I wasn't really keeping track. I know that on that first push there were at least 3, just 1, 2, and then the hammer, and then another with the hammer at 3 or 4 even, all coming from Cyanide, and then that just allowed the entire team to move up and just completely lock Corsairs out.
Yeah, for sure. It's a beautiful sight to behold here. And I think Drexel Gold Splatoon should be giving themselves a pat on the back and recognize why that the second game went so much better than the first game here. I imagine they're hyping up their teammates, they're talking each other, like they're probably celebrating, right? Like even if they were like in person or something, I feel like they'd be cracking a soda or two, just woo, we did that. That felt really good, right? And this definitely puts them in the driver's seat and makes Corsair think of how are we going to approach this? What can we do to potentially stop that from happening again?
Yeah, absolutely. And of course, Drexel Gold will want to keep the momentum going. Will want to keep Cyanide on that sploosh if the maps and modes are friendly for it. And seems like they were a whole lot more aggressive there in that second game compared to the first, since Sploosh and the Tri-Slosher aren't quite the same. They're of course different weapons, and they do both want to play very aggressively, but it could be that maybe Cyanide wasn't as confident on the Tri-Slosher, or they were getting shut down in particular by some of the weapons on the side of Corsairs. But by switching to that sploosh and just running in at full speed, swimming in at full speed, especially I'm looking back at the abilities they were running. Cyanide was running opening gambit on that sploosh, no less.
Okay, you know what? An opening gambit perfectly describes that last game here. So I'm curious to see if they'll bring it back here, because the mode is a little bit less friendly for a sploosh. But hey, you know what? If that sploosh is gaming and going to be running opening gambit one more time, there it is here. Let's see if they're able to work that magic once again here.
Yeah, they look like they're going to do it. Interestingly, they are running a coolerless comp here. Cyanide able to get a trade, but with 2 going down on Drexel Gold, that does clear up plenty of space for Corsairs. Drexel Gold running that coolerless comp with Melon switching off of the edit onto the heavy Splatling, as well as subbing in Meat Bear instead of Ziodine here. Meat Bear playing that Splat Roller with the big bubbler that will be so beneficial in tower control.
Yeah, for sure. There's definitely so many key situations in tower control that will allow Corsair's comp to move up here as well. I do see the splashdown not coming out here as well, so potentially a counter to some of these more shorter range weapons here as well, if they do try and rush down the Nala's here as well. But already Corsair's getting through this first checkpoint. Ooh, Meat Bear getting a destructive kill with that roller there. Amazing job.
Yeah, that was a very nice flick from Meat Bear to take out Kellogg's there. And now with that Splat Roller having the big bubbler ready to go, able to survive that triple splashdown coming out from Wyvern. Now the tri-strikes from Jorp also coming out. Lots of specials being used and none ready to go except for Cyanide and Melon, both bringing out their own specials. But now the tower is in possession of Drexel Gold, but they don't have enough space to secure it away from Kelp there, getting the pick and allowing Corsairs to hold on to a 5-point lead. It's still early on, so that's not a huge lead, and it's a pretty small scores on both sides, but either team can still make a big push here, Neptune.
Yeah, for sure. They can definitely make a big push here happen as well. We do see the bubble coming out here from Meat Bear as well. And they are going to be able to use that bubble for their teammates here. I'm not sure if they're going to be able to stay here. It doesn't seem like it as well, but Corsairs looks pretty comfortable here, Sudoku.
Yeah, it feels like in the previous game, Drexel Gold really went on the offensive and Corsairs weren't ready for that, and now Corsairs have said, okay, we can go on the offensive too, and both teams really slugging it out in mid around the tower here. RDB using that slider to try and secure some space to allow them to get the tower a little bit further, but now Corsairs are looking to hold on to a much bigger lead now as they have made it to the second checkpoint.
Yeah, for sure. A big lead here as well. Clearing next to that second checkpoint as well is going to be amazing here if you are Corsairs, as this puts, how do I say it, Drexel Gold Splatoon a little bit in a difficult spot here to be able to live through, but hey, the Sploosh is still alive, causing havoc here as well, but Kelp, recognizing the Sploosh is going to be doing damage in their own spawn, can just comfortably ride tower here and allow their team to be able to move up here. Look at this momentum that's being generated.
Yeah, now that Corsairs have made it well past that first checkpoint, they are really able to hold on to that space and giving Drexel a bit of a tough time pushing back in. Meat Bear dropping down on the right side with help from Cyanide, looking to maybe pinch. Oh, Cyanide going even further past, going a complete flank here, getting behind them, having that hammer ready to go, and then dropping down, looking to use it. Not quite able to get one just yet, but there they go. They finally get the trade as two other teammates of Corsairs go down, but RDB using that slider perfectly to get the splat onto Melon on the tower, extending that with another pick, and now Corsairs looking to continue holding onto that defense that they have so strongly held at that first checkpoint.
Great defense here as well. Just this checkpoint cannot go through, as you were talking about earlier. It's so difficult here, and a minute left on the clock is going to put a lot of pressure on Drexel Dragon Gold to be able to find a way forward here. And unfortunately, it's just, what do you do exactly to be able to do, how do I say it, swap the lead here?
Yeah. Before they can really think about the lead, they'll have to find a way to get through the checkpoint. There's that Nautilus using the triple splash down and getting two, even if they were just using it to survive that bomb. And now getting a third pick onto Melon while Melon was still charging up that splat lane. Having the Nautilus being a more mobile, more quick to charge up a lethal splat first. That is going to give Corsairs another opportunity as the time ticks down close to 0 to even increase their lead and keep the tower in this position that is so far forward for them.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely really convincing leads right here. You see all the specials get tossed out on the tower here, and it just wasn't enough here. Corsairs comfortably going to be able to defend their lead that they got pretty comfortably into the game here and take game number 3.
Yeah, that is a great score for them. They are now up 2-1. Of course, it really isn't any more than they were after game 1, but having the 2-1 lead means that they are 2 games away from winning. If they can just keep the score in their favor and never fall back, that will be their ticket to winning the set.
Yeah, for sure. And Corsairs, I think, just took that extra second to breathe, right? Just that extra second just to say, okay, we know this sploosh is absolutely a menace to society here, so let's keep it more in check here. We're going to call them out. We're going to find where this hammer is positioned here, and we're going to recognize situation when the sploosh is so far up that we can just focus on the objective here, so you can just have how would I say, an opportunity to snowball even more advantages in your favor.
Yeah, and they really did a great job of defending the tower, or rather defending from the tower when Drexel Gold were trying to push it. And especially at that first checkpoint, there were several occasions where Melon was riding the tower, as it seems that was likely the plan for Drexel, to have Melon be the tower rider. But they seem to be there a little bit ahead maybe of the rest of the team, and so their teammates weren't really able to support them. They weren't up front fighting, weren't really sharking under that ledge. I would have expected the roller to be a little bit pushed up in front of the tower there, but I'm not sure if they ever were in that position while the Drexel Gold were looking to push the tower. And as well, it was the specials from Corsairs, especially the tri-strikes from Kelp. Every single time the tower made it to that point, the tri-strikes came out from Kelp, and it stalled the Drexel Gold long enough for Corsairs to sweep in and prevent them from moving that tower.
Yeah, for sure. There's so many opportunities there that Corsairs just hold the advantage there, right? They're always sitting very comfortably, playing more methodically, right? Because when they play methodically and being able to find exactly what they need, they're able to get advantages that they weren't able to get, especially in that game number two. There was just no time to think. It was just go, go, go. But when there are opportunities to slow down the pace of the game here and approach it from a more calculated, more figuring out which areas you want to contest one at a time right there, like what Kelp was doing, that is just beautiful gameplay.
Yeah, and they'll be looking to continue that momentum here on Rainmaker on Marlin Airport.
Marlin Airport Rainmaker. Okay. This is an interesting map mode to say the least, because the second you drop from the top side of your plat, you are not getting back up unless your first checkpoint is cleared here. So it's going to be scrappy and a very decisive starting battle here as the Rainmaker pop goes in the favor of Corsairs.
Yeah, Corsairs who have brought Goose back in for this game on Carbon Deco, and Drexel have done another permutation of their roster, swapping out Melon, keeping in Meat Bear and Zyodine here with a completely short-range team composition there, with four weapons that all, I believe, are outranged by that Nautilus and Ringer.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, man. Going for that checkpoint a little bit too early there as Drexel was having that crossfire there accordingly. This is what makes getting that first checkpoint a little bit tricky, as you can have a lot of weapons do a lot of damage on that checkpoint here as well. But you do see Cyanide here using this hammer to great effect here with the Wiper this time. We are having a Wiper gaming here, and you'd love to see it.
Oh, yeah, and Drexel Gold will indeed love to see that. They have the bubble ready to go. They aren't quite able to pick up the Rainmaker too quickly, but now that they have it, the bubble is still there. They just managed to get it in time before the bubble disappears. But now Corsairs are all back up and all training their fire right onto that shield. They have great popping power with all of those weapons. And now Drexel Gold not quite able to hold that position or move the Rainmaker any further. And so because they were the second team to get the checkpoint, they will be 1 point behind at this moment. And so it is still their prerogative to take the lead that Corsairs currently hold.
Yeah, for sure. It's very difficult to go, how do I say it, forward now. Now that both the first checkpoints are down, it's now just trying to find a way to strong arm your way through, and that's exactly what Corsairs is doing. They're getting this space, they're getting these picks to go down on the side of Drexel Gold Splatoon here, and it's already a bit of a decisive battle here, as specials are being built up here, ready to be thrown forward to get that Rainmaker forward.
Yeah, the specials ready to go on the side of Corsairs. Meat Bear going down for Drexel. But now Cyanide has that Ultra Stamp coming out, not quite able to get anything done with it. Now taking a position on top of that block, kind of skirmishing around it, but still going down. And now Corsairs have the numbers advantage with Wyvern pushing forward ahead, putting down paint, having that special, that triple splashdown ready to go, and using it to clear some space. Not getting any splats, but giving Kellogg's paint to move around and up ahead. Kellogg holding the Rainmaker, getting a little bit further to 45 remaining as the rest of that push may be done. RDB still alive. They're still managing to survive that bomb, surviving until they don't. Jorp finally finishing that off and clearing out the space for Drexel Gold to move in here.
Yeah, Drexel Gold definitely cleaning up their act here, getting those members that are then giving them so much trouble here, finding these crucial picks here, but unfortunately not going to be able to get the Nautilus. Never mind here, 3 go down on the side of Drexel here, so all the momentum that was pushed there allowed the lead to swap just barely. That was impressive.
Yeah, being able to finagle that Rainmaker through enemy fire, being able to dance between the droplets and manage to get it just far enough. And now they have gone from being 1 point behind to being 1 point ahead. Of course, this is still not a safe position. Of course, no lead is safe in Rainmaker, and Drexel will be looking to prevent Corsairs from doing anything with the control that they are now building in mid. They have a whole lot of yellow paint going down. Goose here looking for that pick onto Meat Bear, and they do manage to get it. But now Cyanide coming in with the hammer does manage to maybe get something. Doesn't go, at least goes down for it. But now with players being traded back and forth, Corsairs might be starting to run out of time to make a final push for the lead.
Final push for the lead here, indeed. Here, it's going to be quite a bit of an uphill battle here if you're Corsairs, as you do have a lot of specials to contest, a lot of strong weapons here. But Meat Bear already finding a way forward here, having this bubble ready, getting so much attention here. They are coolers as well, so if they do manage to go down, which they do, unfortunately, they are back on a fast respawn here. Corsairs needs to go.
Oh yeah, they are making that space from Wyvern, able to get to Kellogg's just before the Rainmaker is too far down, before the platform is too far down, manages to take the lead, diving around, getting up that unpaintable ramp, and getting it to 23 remaining. Now it's Drexel Gold's turn to make a comeback here. They don't even pick it up. It's Corsairs who do, and even extend their lead as time expires.
That was actually insane from Corsairs, because typically when you want to quickly get points on Marlin, you run up that uninkable area really quickly, but I love the strategy and the switcheroo that happened at the last minute there. We saw the Rainmaker character from Corsairs quickly be able to recognize, oh, hang on, if I fake going top right and make everyone look up there, no one will be looking at the uninkable, and I can just score those easy points. And that's exactly what happened to swap the lead and give Corsairs their game number 4 victory.
Yeah, you got to remember the fundamentals here. You want to put paint between the Rainmaker and the goal so they can't move it. And so what Drexel did, they were really looking to stop that push to prevent the Rainmaker from getting to the point where it would give Corsairs the lead. But in their hurry to take out the Rainmaker, they didn't really put down the paint in front of them, and that allowed them to just sneak on by and swim past for a whole lot more points there right at the end.
Yeah, for sure. That sneak and just getting more points at the end there really sealed the deal for Corsairs to have a really sizable push right there and giving Drexel Gold Splatoon a mountain to climb right here. But I got to talk about this, how this is a best of 7 set, typically, right, in CCA, so we are on match point here, and we are going to be looking for a way to potentially change that around if you are Drexel here, because you're noticing how you are matching up to Corsairs. You are finding these advantages, you are getting these picks, you are getting these specials played here, but the objective is just not moving as much as it is, desired to be able to just comfortably win these games here.
Yeah, they will be looking to chain these advantages that they're getting together and be able to really use them to their advantage, really, to make the most of the splats that they're getting, the specials that they're using, and being able to get through. And now, as they go into game 5, Drexel are going to really need to put together everything that they have, and they've already taken one game, but they'll want to do it again. They may have lost the element of surprise here with Cyanide Splash, Sploosh, that they had the first time they brought it out, but they'll want to perhaps try and surprise Corsairs in some other way and give them something that they're not ready for.
Ooh, that's a good point right there. Just surprising Corsair was something that is in that toolbox there. So Drexel Gold players have been playing quite a variety of weapons here as well. So perhaps you could mix and match them to create some kind of composition to potentially counter what Corsairs is doing. Because Corsairs, I don't think they've been swapping weapons at all. I've seen RDB consistently bringing that. I think I've seen Wyvern consistently switching to or staying on the Nautilus. They swap kits, but like it's still a Nautilus at the end of the day here. Meanwhile, Drexel Gold Splatoon is trying to crack this puzzle that is Corsairs right now.
Yeah, and the only changes to Corsairs comp have been changes to the players, with Goose bringing a Carbon Roller or Kelp bringing a 10 attack Splatter Shot.
Ooh, yeah, that could be a good point here as well. T-Tech is a very interesting pick that I don't often see as much anymore, which is really unfortunate. I think the weapon's really interesting and really cool here. But we are getting into game number 5. It is match point for Corsairs here on Clam Blitz, Barnacle, and Dime. Whoever is most coordinated here to get these clams and funnel them into that basket is going to be the winner here.
Yeah, they've brought Melon back on the side of Drexel Gold, bringing that heavy edit Splatling, and that that frees up Jorp off of cooler duty to go back to the Neo Splash. This time they've taken out Cyanide, and so Drexel Gold have yet another configuration of teammates, but that doesn't stop two of them from going down here. They have those tri-strikes ready to go, and they immediately come out from Jorp, but RDB on that Reef Slider gets an assist and extends that with a splat onto the edit. Now the Tacticooler for Corsairs is active, and they will be looking to continue. They have a triple splash down here, and they are going to use it to put down some paint, clear some space, and allow Kellogg to make that first score of the game so much earlier than in that first Clan Blitz game on BTM.
Yeah, for sure. Going already here, just allowing these points to come in early can really pay off in dividends later on in the match right here, especially going down to 56. That is a very comfortable first score right here. And now if you're Corsairs, you now just have to find a way to just control this platform over here and find a way to just keep the economy in your favor.
Yeah, and now Corsairs, they have Wyvern here, able to outrange 3 of the 4 weapons on the side of Drexel Gold, able to get that splat with the triple splashdown very cleanly, and then continuing to get another. Now it's only that heavy edit splatling. They have a Tacticooler, but they're putting it down in a bit of a dangerous position there. It's far too far forward for the rest of the team to get it as they run in. As one goes, 3 go down on the side of Corsairs, though. It ends up being working out for Drexel Gold as they manage to take the space and clear out that Tacticooler for the rest of the team to get. So that allows Drexel Gold to retake mid here, but with one going down, they'll need more than that to continue, especially with the danger of a Reef Slider from RDB that is ready to go, Neptune.
Yeah, for sure. The Reef Slider is online here, and I'm curious to see how they'll use it. The cooler does get dished out here as well. You see the other members of Drexel Gold trying to break through. The Whales got kicked out as well, but unfortunately the main frontliners are down, and now it's going to be Corsairs' time to potentially make a push of their own.
Yeah, Corsairs looking to get another push going. They have 15 clams in their possession, spread it out so that no one has made a power clam. RDP using that Dreadringer to put down a lot of paint here, getting an assist on that Neo Splash-O-Matic, and another assist, doing a whole lot of chip damage. Now coming around to the side, they almost have that Reef Slider. They do have the slider ready to go now with 2 going down on Drexel Gold once again. Drexel Gold are going to really need to figure out a way to change the status quo, because it looks like the status quo is that the game goes back to mid, then Corsairs manage to win a fight, they get a push, Corsairs score, and then rinse and repeat.
Yeah, it's kind of falling into the same cycle that I'm noticing here, just because it seems like this team is very comfortable on moving the app mode really quickly, especially when it comes to scoring those clans here. We have Wyvern funneling just a little bit more, getting it down to 19. You do get practically a delayed wipe here if you are Drexel Gold Splatoon, so you're going to have to make the most of what you can right here. Taking out RDB, who is the furthest one up here, this can lead to a big push here.
Yeah, but they haven't scored any points so far. They have 2 power clams in their possession, though, and with a very convenient pick, and the big bubbler going down, that should give them space to move in, but that bubble is going to get shredded pretty quickly. Zyodine does manage to get a power clam for the first score of the game for Drexel. Jorp manages to get a second one in, so that's 40 points, but they still have to get more than 40 more in order to take the lead here. Mello looking to get some clams in, doesn't have the Tacticooler bonus, I believe, and so is going to take a while to come back. Still, the points going in for Drexel. They managed to get past the 40-point remaining mark, but they still need 21 more points if they're going to take the lead here, and they have less than a minute to do it.
Yeah, for sure. They have less than a minute to do it here, but anything is possible. No lead is safe is that rule I'm going to keep applying here. And I've seen crazy things happen, and I think something crazy can happen here, especially in the last 40 seconds here. Oh, it's starting off strong with a pick on that Carbon Roller.
Yeah, especially for Jorp, able to extend that. They go down to the Dreadringer on the other side of that wall, able to do so much damage over it. And now, with Wyvern getting another pick, that is a dangerous position for Drexel to be in, as they are looking to stabilize here. They have a big bubbler still ready to go. Jorp diving in, trying to stay alive through the fire from that Nautilus, but with only 10 seconds to go plus overtime, this is not much time left for Drexel Gold to make something happen.
Yeah, for sure. Not a lot of time left to make it happen, but hey, we do see those overtime alarms. We are getting in there. We got the picks right here, but we're trading even for even. We need some advantage, but Zeodite unfortunately getting caught out there, and that power climb was kind of lost here. Jorp trying their best here to be able to make something happen, but unfortunately got caught out right there. Whew, that was a bit of a heartbreaker there.
Yeah, we saw them diving for that clam as it was in the process of disappearing, and that clam breaking, that was the only clam they had for overtime, and that brings it to a 4-1 win for Corsairs, taking this week 2 set.
Yeah, taking week 2 sets. Congratulations, Corsairs, getting another, I believe, making their record 2-0 here as well in the league here. This is a very strong position to be here as well. And currently, we're going to be asking these teams if they are going to be doing the play all 7 here, because traditionally in the CCA league, most of these players, if they feel ill, this is the sportsmanship thing that is typically done here. If they feel they're up for it and they have the time, they will typically go for the play all 7 map modes here, just to allow, how do I say, a little bit of breathing room and just practice, get a little bit of additional practice against the team that they literally just fought here as well. So I'm curious to see if that happens here, Squidoku.
Yeah, the CCA having that tradition of going for the play all 7, even though it isn't really counted in the official results, it's still great practice for these teams, and they might have trouble finding times in their busy weeks to do scrims or to get a whole lot of practice in, or to finding other teams to play against. Every competitive game that they can play against another team in their division or on their level is valuable practice. And so going for the play all 7 is not just a matter of sportsmanship, a matter of enjoying the game, really, but also just being able to get in as much practice as they can get.
Yeah, and it seems like we got confirmation we are getting the play all 7 here as well. So that is going to be fantastic. You know, I love the interactions and how both these teams can potentially find ways to one-up each other. We saw Drexel struggling a little bit here to obviously get some game wins here, but there were times and places where they genuinely had a honest shot to flip the script and take the game under Corsairs' nose. Corsairs was just playing a little bit more disciplined and playing a bit more strategic to be able to catch whatever Drexel was trying to accomplish.
Oh yeah, and especially with the ability of a Wyvern on that Nautilus to get those splats at those times and being really able to chain that splashdown with the power of that main weapon to really be a force to be reckoned with there.
Yeah, and a force to be reckoned with there as well. But something I forgot to mention here from Drexel Gold Splatoon here. So along with that little form I asked them before about their mood as well as some of their fun facts, they did have 2 keys to victories here, which was aggressing off specials and calling out fights to initiate, which are very good, how do I say it, skills to have when it comes to playing Splatoon here, because, you know, aggressing off your special, taking the space that those specials are currently allowing you to exist in, right? Okay, if there's like a strike going out right here, okay, well, no one's probably going to stand in that strike right there, so let me move up in with that strike and potentially take those positions here as well. And then calling out the fights you want to initiate here as well. It's very important for just focusing the targets and getting the picks that you need to be able to get successful pushes.
Yeah, and yep, looks like they are going to be continuing here with splat zones on Hagglefish Market. When I think about Drexel Gold aggressing off of specials, I do think that, ooh, they had some potential, but now let's look at that. That is an E-leader coming out from Melon. That is a very big change. That is talk about flipping the script.
Flipping the script indeed. E-leader is not a weapon that usually is played due to how difficult it is to consistently hit their shots right here, but on Hagglefish Market, where there's not a lot of cover in mid and you can stay perched up on that little bit of glass here, you look like a what was it, like how do I say it, perched up very beautifully, being able to get those amazing picks right here. But Corsairs already fighting this out and getting all the way onto zone.
Yeah, like a majestic bird of prey standing atop that glass, looking for enemy ink. But now Drexel Gold managing to get enough picks to take control of the zone and putting down that big bubbler up in front that allows them to secure it. They have a little bit more of a ways to go before taking the lead, but now chaining those specials, using those strikes right after the bubbler, but with RDB able to dive in on that slider and get 2 as well as a 3rd and maybe even a 4th. That is a team wipe on RDB specifically. Well done. Looking for more, looking to shark under that and force Melon out of a stronger position into a weaker one where the E-leader is less able to see a clear shot of mid. That is going to really help Corsairs extend their lead here. Though the specials come out, Melon's Ink Mine does go off, but doesn't really do much of anything. Zyodine going in, getting taken out by that slider though, and so Drexel Gold, Meat Bear only getting a trade, and the bubble is going to get shredded with 3 players going in right onto it.
Yeah, definitely. Really good pick on the roller there, as that was potentially one of the ways that Drexel was able to swap zone here. But I think I heard a pick from that E-leader here as well. It is putting in work right now. But the strikes do come out. You need to contest this zone right here. Unfortunately, it seems like you don't have that. Melon doing everything in their power to potentially pay. It's not enough. This poor little leader, unfortunately, is not able to make the difference here, giving game number 6 in this play all 7 set to Corsairs.
Yeah, that E-leader was the big difference here from Melon coming on out for this game that they didn't see in any of the games before that. And so that was something new from Drexel Gold, but it didn't manage to completely turn things around for them. It looked to me like Melon wasn't really able to make the most of that leader necessarily, and there were times where potentially some players on Corsairs could have been pushing that leader a little bit more than Melon bargained for, perhaps.
Yeah, for sure. The leader being set up there, like if you're going to commit to a weapon that is so, how do I describe it? High in demand is how I describe it here. We do get the replay though. I gotta quickly shout out our producer Omazon putting in all this effort here, but we gotta watch this replay here from RDB getting 2 with that reef slider here, doing the amazing job using and spacing out. Recognize the roller is still alive to catch up the other members, as well as the member running away from that splashdown here as well. That was such an amazing quad.
Yeah, great job there from RDB, getting that slider into the zone, right onto the 2 players who are already there, especially with Jorp using those tri-strikes and unable to swim away from it. Then another player also going down to that slider, and I believe it was RDB's first slosh onto it may have been Meat Bear to take them out, so I would figure that must have meant that Meat Bear was already damaged either by the outer radius of the slider or other fire from Corsairs, and they had to turn around to fight the zone, exposing themselves from behind. But now we are going right on into the next game, tower control on Undertow Spillway.
Yeah, for sure. We are on the friendly play all 7 final map mode here, which is going to be Undertow Tower Control. So you do have a lot of, opportunities to push that tower and potentially snowball out of control here as well. But I do like the patience on both teams, respecting each other's space, recognizing some of these weapons are very deadly and you cannot allow a pick to happen early enough to snowball any advantages here. But hey, we already see the fights going down here. 1 down on each side. We see some strikes here. Meat Bear unfortunately getting called out right there and shut down by my RDB, who is on the Dreadringer D.
Yeah, that's a bit of a change. The Dreadringer D with beacons and I believe Wavebreaker. Having the beacons is really valuable on Undertow Spillway as one of those maps with a lot of little ledges and nooks and crannies to hide the beacons inside of, as well as tower control allowing being a mode where the beacons allow you to get closer to the objective much faster, but Zyodine trying to hold space, not able to do so, but those tri-strikes coming out from Jorp, stalling out the tower, means that Drexel is going to hold on for at least a little bit longer here. Melon able to get one, especially on that Nautilus, is valuable, but now they're in a bit of a dangerous position, surrounded by enemies, but still taking out one more before even surviving longer, getting onto the tower, and somehow managing to stay alive through all of this, only until the tower is already moving back towards mid.
Yeah, definitely. You saw how Corsairs was fighting for their life to keep that push going here as well, but hey, getting all the way down to 33 is nothing to stop that here. A lot of points on the board here, and now you're forcing your opponents into a bit of an awkward situation where they need to break through 2 checkpoints to be able to potentially contest that.
Oh, but is Meeper going to take out the beacon? Yes, they finally are. That's a good thing for Drexel, taking out that beacon that could have been used for a nasty flank, but RDP is already there poking from the side, bringing 2 to go push them, and ending up with only Ziodine left alive, who manages to take out Wyvern. But now Corsairs have the tower and a numbers advantage in mid, with Drexel Gold still swimming in, and Corsairs still holding on to a lead as Drexel haven't managed to make it through that second checkpoint yet.
Yeah, for sure. It's a very difficult situation for these teams right here, especially when the mid control is a little bit not clear, because there's opportunities to swim and take flights right here, but it's very difficult to see those picks right here. And unfortunately, it seems like Ziodine is unfortunately not going to be able to get much done here, and unfortunately chased off being marked for death.
Yeah, and now Corsairs are once again holding the tower. They've got that passive special charge that comes from it. Kelp getting those strikes ready to go, as well as several other specials coming out from Corsairs. The strikes not really doing much to displace anyone who's already there, but now, oh, that is a total wipe from Drexel Gold. I believe that was all on Jorp there, using those strikes and using that main weapon to cleanly get a few picks. But now, with Corsairs having that tactical buff, they're already back in mid, able to jump into those beacons, so even when they wipe, the beacons can still give them a fast way back into mid to stop Drexel Gold a little bit earlier.
Definitely. And now, look at how much momentum was generated with that wipe out there earlier. We already have the tower moving up here. Now, the only thing that's stopping this tower is the tower rider itself here is just getting cleanly picked up here. But we have Jorp coming out here with the strikes, recognizing the Nautilus is down here. You are going to be able to clear this checkpoint here, but can you clear what is in front of you that is contesting the tower riders here? They can't. And unfortunately, this push might be out of steam here, Squidoku.
Yeah, it's very close. Jorp looking to stay alive and make stuff happen, running that last-ditch effort on their build, so that ever since Corsairs got the tower past 30 at the start, Jorp having that last-ditch effort means that they've been able to be more effective, spend less ink on those bombs, and be able to charge up those tri-strikes faster. Now they're diving in, trying to get the splat, but they go down here. And now with 3 down on the side of Drexel, they only have 30 seconds left here to stop this push from Corsairs and put together one more of their own.
Yeah, for sure. Tide is not on the side of Drexel right here, especially with RDB putting out so much paint with this Dread Ringer, using the Wave Breaker to maximum effect here to potentially stall out this time right here, forcing Drexel to make a move right now. And unfortunately, it might be a little bit difficult, especially when Drexel is getting these picks and getting control of this tower already.
Yeah, but Drexel has overtime in their hands. Jorp diving in to try and take out RDB, who doesn't have that Wave Breaker ready to go, but manages to get a trade. That's 2 on the tower, Meat Bear and Melon. There's 2 going down on the side of Drexel, and they have a Wave Breaker as well as a big bubbler. The bubble's coming out to hold the tower, but the Tri-Strikes can go right through it, and that clears it out. Those are some GG strikes for Corsairs, who hold on to the lead.
Oh my goodness, Drexel Gold Splatoon managed to scrape together the resources they needed to potentially swap the lead there at the end, but Corsairs was ready. They were aware they were playing against a big bubbler, and it is tower control, and we have strikes here. So the second they saw that opportunity, when they saw those bubble come out here, bang, 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 that tower rider is cleared, and we get to win the game right there. That's why it's called GG strikes, am I right?
Oh yeah, it is a classic of tower control, especially because the tower is such a very clear target for those strikes that you can just send them right out. And once it's in a spot that you can easily swim to, as we saw multiple players on Corsairs swimming onto the tower as the strike was still clearing off the rest of Drexel.
Yeah, for sure. But Squidoku, I cannot be here forever. We still have more CCA action to be coming up here as well. I believe coming up next, we have another matchup in Division 1, Old Bay Brigade versus PSU Blue. Some very iconic CCA teams are going to be showing down and throwing down literally in the set right after this. But where can the fine people find you?
Yeah, that is going to be really exciting, but you can find me on Blue Sky on your screen. I am squidoku.bsky.social. You can also find me on the Fediverse if you're on there, where I am squidoku at splatsville.social. How about you, Neptune?
You can find me at Neptune-TV on Blue Sky here as well. And you can also find me losing my mind here at production over on the CCA end of sides here as well. I do play with the Big Fat Sea Cows as well. So if you are interested in seeing what we're up to, I do stream those matches occasionally. So feel free to check on in there. But I think that's going to be it for us tonight. Thank you guys all so much for watching, and we'll see you shortly.
Yeah.